Liam Spencer's world shatters behind a smile. The young heir to Spencer Publications, known to the glitterati of Los Angeles as the Spencer Prince, has learned his greatest enemy lives within a malignant brain tumor deemed inoperable by top neurosurgeons. For months he bore the diagnosis alone, concealing debilitating headaches and hollow-eyed fatigue from everyone around him: his mother, Katie, his brother, Wyatt, the two women he loves, Steffi and Hope, and above all, his father, media magnate Bill Spencer. But secrets have a way of clawing free, and when word of Liam's terminal prognosis finally reached Bill, it unleashed a maelstrom of desperation. Bill Spencer, ruthless in business and unbreakable in will, refused to watch his son slip through his fingers. He summoned his closest confidants, Quinn Fuller, whose loyalty to the Spencer clan is as fierce as her ambition, and Flo Fulton, ever the schemer with her own debts to repay, to launch a covert operation, find any treatment, no matter how experimental, that might save Liam. The whispers began in darkened corridors of California research institutes, clandestine trials, unapproved drugs, a small biotech firm in San Diego promising a revolutionary immunotherapy. Bill did not negotiate, he demanded. When physicians balked at ethical restrictions, Bill Spencer offered bankrolling their careers, then dangled the threat of litigation that could destroy their hospitals and reputations. In tandem with his medical crusade, Bill unleashed Spencer Publications' legal juggernaut against Forrester Creations. The timing was no accident. Brooke Logan Forrester, Hope's mother, had grown close to Bill's rival, Ridge Forrester, forging alliances that threatened Spencer's advertising contracts and celebrity endorsements. Bill's lawyers filed an injunction alleging patent infringement on promotional materials and served subpoenas on Forrester's executive board. The boardroom turned battlefield. While Ridge and Brooke scrambled to defend their home turf, Hope Logan, caught between her mother's legacy and her love for Liam, found herself torn asunder. Steffi Forrester, now Liam's wife and mother to their young daughter Kelly, realized that Liam's secret diagnosis did more than imperil his life. It imperiled their fragile union. Steffi's steel resolve cracked when Liam, hiding the latest round of tests and side effects, retreated further into himself. Desperate to hold him close, she confronted Bill in his penthouse office, imploring him to share every scrap of information. Bill, steeled by paternal instinct and corporate instinct alike, refused, yet every fiber of him longed to comfort his son, to unburden Liam from the loneliness of his ordeal. As Bill's legal offensive against Forrester Creations intensified, so too did the medical risk. The San Diego biotech trial's lead scientist, Dr. Elena Moretti, warned that the drug's side effects could be fatal: neurological collapse, immune system overreaction, even accelerated tumor growth. Bill dismissed her caution as a negotiating tactic, threatening to withdraw funding unless she guaranteed Liam's enrollment. Under duress, Dr. Moretti acquiesced, and Liam became the first patient to receive the untested serum. The moment the infusion began, Hope and Steffi watched through the one-way glass in the clinical suite, hands clasped, tears streaming. Liam's heartbeat stabilized for hours, then crashed. In the control room, Dr. Moretti's face went ashen. Liam was hemorrhaging internally, a reaction no preclinical trial had predicted. Bill was informed instantly. For a heartbeat, the Titan froze. He could pull funding, end the trial, bury this experiment in corporate coffers, and move on to another. But the look on Liam's face, pale and defiant beneath the fluorescent lights, shattered any thought of retreat. Bill ordered the team to proceed with emergency measures, sanctioning every risk to keep his son alive. Meanwhile, on the legal front, Spencer Publications scored an unexpected victory. a temporary restraining order forced Forrester Creations to halt a major ad campaign. Brooke, humiliated, demanded Ridge sue Bill for defamation, but Ridge hesitated. He knew this war could destroy both empires. Hope, torn between love and legacy, confronted her parents. "You're fighting my husband's illness and fighting my family's dreams. Why must it be both?" Brooke accused Bill of playing God. Bill shot back that Forrester's designs threatened his entire family's future. In the middle stood Hope, feeling the ground give way beneath her. In the sick room, Liam, lucid between seizures, whispered to Steffi and Hope, "I can't lose you." Steffi, shaking, vowed to stand by him, no matter what. Hope, tears glistening, pressed Liam's hand. "We'll find a way." Yet both women sensed the final act approaching. Either the trial would succeed against all odds, or the Spencer name would witness its brightest star extinguished. Bill, pacing his office balcony, stared across the Los Angeles skyline. He could call off the legal assault, retreat to his boardroom war room, and cut his losses. But mercy and ambition warred within him. The fate of Spencer Publications, of Forrester Creations, of Liam's heart and life, now rested on one needle's worth of immunotherapy. He closed his eyes, breathed deep, and made his choice. He would gamble it all, for his son, for his empire, for the fragile hope that even in darkness, love and power could conquer death itself. As night fell over LA, the city's lights twinkled like distant stars, and Bill Spencer, the unyielding tycoon, prepared to unleash his final play, a chess game with fate where the stakes were the soul of a son, the heart of an empire, and the future of everyone who dared believe in second chances. Bill Spencer's latest gambit was born of desperation so fierce it scorched his soul, a perfect donor. The San Diego trial had mercilessly ravaged Liam's fragile body, and though the experimental immunotherapy had stalled the tumor for a precious few days, the tumor's resurgence now threatened outright collapse. Bill's network of surgeons, researchers, and high-priced lobbyists combed international registries, but nothing matched Liam's rare tissue antigens until a name surfaced. Luna Hernandez, a brilliant young geneticist interning at Forrester Creations' biotech partnership in Milan. Luna's blood profile mirrored Liam's with uncanny precision, a near-faultless match. To Bill, she was not a person, but the final fuse he needed to defuse his son's ticking time bomb. All legal niceties would be swept aside if it meant saving Liam's life. Within hours, Bill unleashed his operatives. Quietly, his legal sharks filed an emergency writ of mandamus in the California courts, claiming Luna's unique genetic material was critical to national scientific interest. Simultaneously, Quinn Fuller coordinated with Bill's private security to tail Luna's every move, intercept her flight from Milan, and escort her, willing or otherwise, to a secure medical facility on a private Spencer jet. Back at Spencer Publications' lair-like skyscraper, Bill's boardroom transformed into a clinical military command center. Monitors displayed Luna's extracted genome sequence next to Liam's deteriorating MRI scans. His voice, cold as steel, echoed around the table. No room for sentiment. "She is the answer." Word of the writ and the private extraction leaked to Forrester Creations, igniting a corporate and moral firestorm. Ridge Forrester, horrified at Bill's ruthless overreach, demanded immediate international sanctions and a public apology. Brooke Logan Forrester threatened to resign her board seat and go to the press, plastering headlines with Bill's name in neon. Hope, upon learning of her stepmother's plan to fight for Luna's freedom, felt trapped between loyalty to her mother and fear for her husband's fate. Steffi, torn by maternal instinct and shock at Bill's depravity, confronted her father-in-law in a darkened hallway. This isn't a war over ads or headlines, it's human life, and you're playing God with two souls. Bill met her glare without remorse. If I have to break her to save him, so be it. I'll trade every cent and every principle. Meanwhile, Luna found herself whisked from the gilded halls of Milan's biotech wing to a secluded wing of Hope Ranch, converted overnight into a high-security medical haven. Under the false guise of symbiotic research, she was told only that her participation could revolutionize oncology. But midnight anxiety attacks and the abrupt loss of freedom shattered any illusions. Nursemaids on Bill's payroll watched her constantly. When Luna protested, she was reminded of the court order. Refusal would count as contempt. Alone in the sterile white suite, she pieced together the truth. Her body was now a commodity, collateral for a corporate titan's legacy. Her only solace lay in encrypted messages she'd sent to a clandestine network of genetic ethics activists, begging rescue. On the legal front, Forrester's crack team of attorneys, led by a fierce pro bono council with ties to the United Nations Medical Ethics Panel, prepared an emergency appeal. They argued Bill's writ violated not only sovereignty laws, but international human rights, branding Spencer Publications' tactics as both genetic kidnapping and medical coercion. As the world watched via surreptitiously leaked court documents, Luna's name became a rallying cry for privacy and bodily autonomy. Social media erupted with hashtags #FreeLuna and #SpencerAbuse, threatening to engulf Bill's empire in scandal. Yet Bill harnessed the firestorm to his advantage, branding it the necessary collateral in the fight against death. Inside the compound, Luna's resolve grew. She covertly accessed Liam's room one evening, slipping through a service corridor unmonitored in the chaos of an unexpected power test. Liam, fragile but lucid from a rare remission, saw her standing in the doorway, pale, determined, trembling. "You're here to save me," he whispered. Fear and defiance warred in Luna's eyes. "Saved how?" She shot back. He grasped her hand. "Without your help, I'm dying." Her heart ached at his plea, but at what cost to her own future, her body, her dreams? Steeling herself, Luna laid out the harsh truth. The procedure Bill demanded risked not just her health, but her life. Liam's desperation mirrored her own, each afraid of the other's sacrifice. Outside the locked doors, Forrester's attorneys won a temporary restraining order halting any organ or tissue removal until an international tribunal could convene. Bill, furious at the judicial rebuff, marshaled his remaining allies. Jeffrey Bell, a white shoe litigator, filed appeals so rapidly they drowned the courts with motion after motion. The question wasn't legal finesse, it was time. Liam's pitiless tumor advanced hour by hour. Bill cornered Luna one dusk in the sterile corridor, his presence looming. "You know," he said quietly, "I could see to it that your career ends. Or that you never leave California. Or that your family back in Spain ceases to receive any support." He slid a file across the lacquered table, medical reports showing her parents' failing vineyards debts. "Help me save my son, and I'll clear every obligation." Luna's fist clenched. Beneath Bill's cavernous gaze, she realized Bill Spencer intended to own her life, body and soul. Yet on the line lay Liam's flickering heartbeat. Her next choice would shatter more than a family. It would define the boundaries between love and tyranny. In that frozen moment, Bill's empire of power squared off against a young woman's unwavering moral lightning. The verdict of who would be victim and who the vanquisher hovered above them, a thunderbolt poised to strike. The ultimate question remained: could altruism triumph over ambition, or would Spencer's brand of devotion consume them all?
Oh,